did that for a little while, but got voted down. So anyway, we're on live.
Are you recording it?
I am recording it. Yep.
Okay. So you can send me the link.
We're all going right now, and we don't start till the top of the hour. We got a little bit less than a minute to go.
All right. So you'll send me the recording link anyway.
I don't know if I can do that, but I can.
You can. If you're recording it in Zoom, you can just email me the link.
All right. 10 o'clock. Over to you, Ed.
All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's only 10 o'clock in the mountain time zone. So in the big time zone that, wait, no, it's not 10 o'clock. It's not, it's 10 o'clock Central.
9.
It's 9 o'clock.
We're in Florida.
Oh, God, gotcha. Okay. So if you're in Florida, I got to tell you, it's 11 o'clock.
Right.
For you. So, all right. So this is funny because when you run a global business, I tell people all the time, I live in my own time zone. I was trying to schedule a Zoom the other day with somebody and she gave me her calendar and I set it. And so it was going to be 10 p.m. for me, 5 a.m. for her. And she was mixed up anyway. Just that's the challenges of running a global business. You know, it's interesting. Some people talk about the seasonal ups and downs of a business and how sometimes you just have to adjust to, well, it's summertime and whatever. You know what? It's only summer in half the year, in half the world. Because at any given time, it's the flip season somewhere else. So for like a lot of our group, it's the middle of the winter for them right now. It's in Australia. They're in Australia. And parts of Asia, a lot of the parts of the world are just along that equator. There's no big up and down in the weather. So just know when you got a global business, don't think seasonal, because seasonal things disappear as your group grows around the world, and envision that for yourself. So I'm gonna revisit. I know you guys had Mike Beverly on here recently. How long ago was that, Cindy?
He was actually on the ASEA Global Expansion Team Zoom, but that was about a couple weeks ago. Okay.
All right. So I just spent we just had a weekend. Well, not a weekend. We had about 5 days together, and on a totally serendipitous basis. And most of you have probably heard the word serendipity before. I'm going to just talk about that word for a second here because it kind of leads into what I want to just have you spend some time doing today. Serendipity has been voted one of the most difficult words in the English language to translate. Part of it's because it kind of has a little bit of a whimsical significance to it, and it's kind of been tough to even pin down the actual definition of it. And basically, it's when you on your way to do something or look for something, and in the quest to pursue that, you discover something more valuable than what you thought you were looking for in the first place. That's kind of what serendipity is. Someone said it's like looking through the needle, the haystack to find the needle, and you find the farmer's daughter, you know, whatever. It's and there's a lot of developments and inventions that have been pretty serendipitous things, like the guy who was a researcher that was working on microwave technology and had a candy bar in his pocket that melted. And he realized, you know what, this will heat up food. And that was kind of that kind of led to the whole application of microwave technology way beyond what he specifically was researching. So there's a lot of facets of success in life that are serendipitous. When you set your mind on the mission to get to the top of the mountain, and I love this quote, I could probably bring it up and show it to you here. In fact, let me do that just for a second. I think because I just brought it up for our team call. Let me see if I can do that. Let me try. Yeah, this right here. Can you guys see that? Okay, screenshot that. Take a picture of that, whatever you got to do. Because I love this quote. And I love the imagery of it because it's a guy standing down at a lower level, looking up at a peak. And, he's contemplating, gee, what would it be like to get up there? And I love the connection with the whole fact that our career track in ASEA is patterned after climbing a mountain. And the summit, of course, is Diamond Summit. And so when you're at whatever level you are, you're looking up at the summit, it looks like it might be impossible to get there until you really zoom in close and realize that there's people already there. And so you've got to just come to a couple of conclusions. If there's people standing up there already, then obviously it's possible to get there. And if it's possible to get there, then I can get there, especially as you get to know some of the diamonds and above that are standing up there. They're just regular people. There's nothing all that special and unique. I mean, we're a cross section of just what makes up people, different ages. Sometimes it's a couple. Sometimes it's a woman working the business alone. Sometimes it's a guy. Different educational backgrounds, different faith and value systems, different experience or lack of in network marketing. It's just a cross section of who makes up. But the common denominator is that they stood down there and looked up at the top and decided to get there, and not knowing what's between where they're standing and that peak. Not knowing the challenges, the obstacles, the canyons, the rivers, the creeks, the predators, the dangers, all of that. They all had to deal with those things. But when you make the decision to get there, then things begin to happen. And so I'm going to read this quote to you. It says, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would come his way. And I've learned a deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. And here it is: whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. This is a quote by Murray, who was a Scottish mountaineer. And I just love the connection with everything that we're about. So the point here is that once you commit to get to the top of the mountain, then things begin to happen. It's like an unseen hand is looking down at the chessboard of life and moving pieces around and orchestrating the outcome. And we lived out a little bit of that this past week, because on a pretty short notice, Rebecca and I packed up and we headed out to the coast, to the beach. And a little bit of a respite out there for a few days. And I'm on the phone to Mike Beverly about every day, several times a day, because he's just really on a tear. And we're doing three-way calls and just, all kinds of communication. And they had to cancel some days at the beach that they were going to go to because his wife had kind of hurt her knee and thought it was going to be serious enough to have to cancel. Our product got the knee back to normal right away. But they had already canceled their trip away to the beach in Florida. So I said, listen, we're here in a place with 5 bedrooms and we're the only 2 here. Get in the car and come up here. So in about an hour's notice, they jumped in the car and drove 10 hours to come up and join us. And we hung out at the beach together, and we're together every day as Mike is just kind of living out his pattern. And I know that he shared this with some of you. So here's your assignment here. What Mike is doing is going through his Facebook friends list, and he's sending out just a brief message. And I think I can copy, and let me stop the share here. I think I can copy and paste this message. Mike, are you on? By the way, he was going to try to hop on. He had a call lined up at this time, but if he finished it up early, he was going to hop on. Let me see if I can copy and paste the actual verbiage of what he sends out, because it was so. Let me see here. I'm not as quick on some of this technology that Cindy is here. Let's see. No, that ain't it. All right. Well, let me give it. You guys can write fast. This was not very long, because I said, treat me this morning, Mike, like I'm one of your prospects. And so how many friends do you all have on Facebook? Hundreds? Thousands? Who has over 2,000 friends on Facebook? Okay. Facebook will let you have 5,000. And so begin to go through your friends list. And here's what he sends out. Ed, fill in the right name. I hope you and your family are doing well and staying safe and healthy during these crazy times. May I ask you a question? That's it. Okay, Ed, I hope you and your family are doing well and staying safe and healthy during these crazy times. May I ask you a question? That's it. Waits for an answer. And when he gets an answer, here's what he says. Let me see if I can send this to you, Cindy. If I can text this to you, maybe you can type it and put it in the chat. How would that be?
I'll do that.
Okay. Boom. Here's what he says. Okay. If he gets a response, sure. Yeah, you can ask me a question. Did you get that, Cindy? Did I just text it to you?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Then he comes on, he says, there's been a huge breakthrough in the world of health and wellness. Everyone deserves to hear about this. What you do with it is up to you. If I sent you a video that explains this amazing technology, would you watch it? Would you watch it? Okay. And that's it. Waits for an answer. And if he gets an answer, then what he sends is, hang on. What he sends is, let me get it. Let me pull it up here. He sends the link. Let me see here. Let me copy this. Let's see. This Vimeo file. It's the redox breakthrough, but it's just the video. Coming to you here, Cindy. All right. It's Vimeo, the redox breakthrough. He sends that to him. Now I can tell you that Mike is. We were together on the beach. We were together on ferry boats. We did one day. We did a road trip of 200 or 300 miles, visiting a lighthouse and different things on the Outer Banks. And but he's got his phone. He's just going through, and he's sending out dozens of those introductory texts every day, working through his Facebook friends list alphabetically. Just working through sending it out. And then when he gets a response, sends the video out, and then he schedules a follow-up. So I guess my assignment here to you today is to take that first little bit of verbiage, and I can send that little piece to you, Cindy, if you want to put that up in the chat. And you know, some of you, I read it a couple of times, so hopefully it was easy enough for you to copy it. Now I can't find it. So let me see here.
And it's in the chat. It's all there.
Okay. All right. So take a few minutes and pull up some of your friends on Facebook. Doesn't matter if you've approached them before, just start working through the list alphabetically and just shoot that invitation out to, maybe you should be able to do, I mean, you can, if you copy and paste it, you should be able to go through and send that as a private message, not on their Facebook main page, but as a private on Messenger. So go to pull up a friend, hit send a message, and just copy and paste that message about the introductory one. Copy and paste it and send it out to as many as you can, and however many minutes you want us to kind of pursue an assignment, Cindy, and you holler at me to come back. Does that make sense? Is that clear to everybody?
Yep.
How long of the redox breakthrough thing are you sending, by the way? Does he send?
Which one? The
That
video
one.
are in the link as well, Melanie. So
Thank
let's go
you.
back. We'll see you in 20 minutes.
Yep. Okay.